This is Global News. Tonight, one of the Roughriders' top executives is calling it quits.
It was a high-profile publicity stunt, but did it backfire? I'm Lynn Karskadin, and we'll have that story coming up on Global News.
And Larry Fisher's ex-wife testifies at his murder trial.
Global News with Chris Krieger.
Good evening. In many people's minds, this has been a long time coming. In the middle of another dismal season, Riders GM Al Ford is stepping down. Global's RJ Broadheidt is standing by with more on this story for us tonight. RJ?
Well, thanks, Chris. And now it is official. Al Ford has resigned as the general manager of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He said he would resign at the end of this year. The team didn't make the playoffs. Well, they do have 2 games remaining, but it's such a minuscule shot they have of making the postseason. He realized it was time for a change, and a lot of fans did, too. A lot of fans had boycotted Taylor Field and the Riders until Al Ford did step down. Well, he's done that, and he spent 28 years with the organization. He's the only person, incidentally, to be on both Grey Cup winning teams. In 1966, he was a player. 1989, of course, he was the general manager. Spent 11 years as GM of the club, made the playoffs 6 times. That's over half the years that he was GM that they made the playoffs, but it's kind of a what have you done for me lately scenario, and the last 2 years have been very bad. Al Ford realized it was time for a change, so he resigned, and that resignation will take effect on December 31st. Standing by in Regina at our global affiliate is Craig Adam. And Craig, I have to ask you, is this a bit of a surprise that Al Ford resigned with 2 games remaining in the season, and how do you think it will affect the team in the remaining 2 games?
Well, I don't know if it was much of a surprise, RJ, that he resigned. Maybe the timing of it, like you said, with 2 games remaining, maybe comes as a bit of a surprise. He did say prior to the season that he would resign if the team didn't make the playoffs. And I guess mathematically they still have a shot, but realistically they don't. But today, yes, he did resign and made it official.
Prior to the beginning of the current season, I announced my intention to step down from my position with the club should we not make the playoffs this year. Today, I'm honoring that commitment.
Al Ford was committed to the Rough Rider organization for 28 years. Today, that commitment came to an end. The team is mired in a 7-game losing streak and a 3-13 record overall. And Ford has been blamed for the poor performance. It was at the point where he wasn't enjoying the criticism anymore.
You know, I was almost living a life of afraid to listen to the radio or read the newspaper. Wasn't much fun being at home. So now it's, I knew this would be the toughest day of my life, so it's time to move on.
As all of you know all too well, there's been a lot of pressure on Al and other people in the organization regarding Al. And he phoned me last night to say, Bob, time's come.
Ford will continue to carry out his duties as the general manager until his contract expires in December or until a replacement is found. He believes the Riders will continue to be a proud organization.
The Saskatchewan Roughriders will enjoy many moments of greatness in the future.
Okay, Craig, just one final question. You're in Regina. Have you heard any rumors on when they'll hire a new GM or maybe who it might be?
Well, I guess Bob Ellard, the president, said he'd like to do it as early as tomorrow.